Welcome back to another night. We are recapping the 40 Days of Love. It is day 8. Today is day 8, and we're going to be prepping for day number 9. So I'm so glad that you're here with me. Only happens when I get on live, y'all. Doesn't happen any other time. I'm very glad that you're here with me tonight. I'm not really sure how the days are affecting anybody else. I will say this, and I have got to get a new book. I need to sit down and order something. I'm kind of on this no spin, so I haven't ordered a new book. Hey, ma'am, how are you? Good to see you. So when I was looking at the Dare for Tomorrow, I was reading, I did this a couple years ago when I was dating someone at the time. And I'm like, I don't need to be, hey now, how are you? I don't need to be reading no old stuff from what I was doing, with somebody else. I really think, because I've had people ask me before, is this something that you should do if you're not married? And oh no, snowed in. Oh, I hate that. Oh man. Well, we were supposed to get some weather here, and I declared and prayed and all that. I was like, it will not come nigh. It will not come nigh. And we I think we did get some high winds, but not what they were saying we were supposed to get here for the whole weekend. Actually, is what we were supposed to have weather. It rained a little bit last night, and high winds today. So from I'm in Indiana also. -4. Oh no. Oh, friends and family. Oh, I'm gonna pray for y'all because that is not for nobody's people. Oh my goodness. Well, I hate that. So they actually even canceled all the after school activities on Friday because that weather was supposed to come in. But we didn't get any. I mean, the winds, we sure did, but not even the amounts of rain. It did rain some. My garden was thankful, but we didn't get all of the things. So that was good. Hot soup and hot chocolate. Absolutely. Stay warm. You guys up there where you are having weather, stay warm, stay safe, stay inside if you can. I'm sure y'all know how to navigate it living in those places. When I lived in New York, it just was what it was. I'm a Southern girl now, and I don't do the cold. I got the heater on by my feet as I speak. But anywho, I was looking at the days and thinking about all the stuff that I had planned, when I was dating that individual. And people asked me, Shakema, is this something that we can do with our boyfriends or, fiancés? And sometimes, oh, I'm glad we had Saturday suppers tonight. It was really good. We filmed some of it. I didn't film all of it because I was doing multiple things at a time. But we did have Saturday suppers. We love it. It's just become a very traditional thing for us. It becomes a way to share yourself with people, especially if you need people in your life. If you don't always get the invitations, you be the person who does the inviting. And it's not necessarily everybody that you think should come, but it's the people who need somebody. It's the people who need a place, the people who don't have anywhere to go. Look in those areas, and what you find after years and years is that you've created family from friends. And so that's what it does for us, and we're very thankful. But I don't encourage doing this when you're dating or fiancéed. I think this is more of a marriage thing, because there's some things in here that you can't do with a person you're not married to. And again, like I said, I was dating somebody at the time. I'm not dating anybody now, and I'm not dating that person, not married. So it just brings up old stuff that I don't want to remember. I should have gotten a new book. I wasn't even thinking about it. But anyway, those things come to mind. So I do want to go over tonight's review from last night and tomorrow. But after this live, I'm going live again. I'm going to be talking about something very different. So if you are able to stay, that's perfect. If you are not, catch the replay, because I think it's going to bless you. I hope it does anyway. So I want to jump in because I don't want to be on here very long. Tomorrow is not a long drawn out day, but it could be a challenge for some of us. who have not been in this space with our spouse for a while. So I want to go back and recap today's dare, which was day 8. Today's dare was determined to become your spouse's biggest fan and to reject any thoughts of jealousy. To help you set your heart on your spouse and focus on their achievements, take yesterday's list of negative attributes and discreetly burn that list. Then share with your spouse how glad you are about a success or a blessing he or she recently enjoyed. How did that go? Did anybody have success in that? Did anybody have a challenge burning the negative list? Did anybody find it challenging to celebrate or enjoy your spouse? Was that unnatural? Did it feel unnatural to you? Because some of us, because we don't celebrate our spouses on a regular basis, anything like that tends to seem very unnatural. That is why we should always be singing their praises, shouting them out, cheerleading them, high-fiving them, because then that behavior does not become foreign to us. The least or the less you do something, the more foreign it seems, right? And so I think it's always, somebody wrote on here, her videos are so uplifting and encouraging for the spirit to dwell in your home. I think and thank you for saying that. I do try to set an atmosphere in this house because I know what it was like before. It was not like this. And so now I seek the Lord. But if I can come on here, how good a wife would I be if I can come on here and encourage everybody else, but I couldn't encourage my spouse at home? That would be hypocritical. Like, what life you live in that's different? But I want to be able to support my spouse, to encourage my spouse. I want my children to be encouraged. I'll text them randomly, "Hey, bud, proud of you. Good, you did a good job on whatever it was." I text them all different. Shamika's got her own stuff, being an adult woman. Trandon's an adult, and whatever little thing they want to share with me, or I follow Trandon on Instagram, and so he's joined the soccer club out where he lives in Texas, and so I will say, "Good job, bud. I'm so happy to see you out there." Just making sure they know I see you, because that's what that encouragement says. I see you. I see your efforts. Perfect. No, but I do see you. Let me see. Carla said, "Success so much so he made dinner." Okay. Even the kids came up with reasons to cheer him on. Very good. That is it right there. If you don't take anything else from anything we share these next 32 days, it is about showing the next generation of people how to do this. Grandkids, your kids, neighbor kids, nieces, nephews, we want to show other people how to do it. And then when we create, that becomes the atmosphere created in our homes, and then it's perpetuated outside of our home. My children won't do anything that they didn't see continually or habitually done in this house, unless just by sheer act of will. I didn't see any of this stuff done in my house, and I knew I wanted something different. I needed something different for me, for my personality. So I had to watch people, and I had to look and see who I could emulate. And I was like, "Oh, I like the way she did that," or, "Oh, I like the way that couple did this, that, or the other." And I had to say, "You know what? I want this for my family." And it began to change things for me. So I pray that as I step into this next season of dating, courtship, marriage, that I'm always encouraging to my spouse as well. Yolanda said I was successful at celebrating him, but it was foreign to do it continually throughout the day. Now, you went above and beyond, Miss Homework, ma'am, because it was just one thing. So very good. But how about if you find it challenging to do it all day long, how about you find one thing every day for a lot of days, right? Instead of trying to celebrate for all the hours, let me just celebrate one thing today, but also try to find something for tomorrow, because it was only one. But that was very good. And make it genuine, right? Because when we do stuff out of the wrong motive, or it's not genuine, people know. So, hey, I genuinely appreciate whatever it is that you appreciate, or good job on that presentation. You might not have got that promotion, but listen, y'all, remember that I didn't watch This Is Us. I know that was a big thing. I didn't watch This Is Us I don't really do a lot of TV, YouTube videos. But there was this one particular scene with Sterling K. Brown in it. And I don't know who played his wife at the time, but he was trying to go out and get this job. And boy, oh boy, she took that man's hands in her face and she just talked him up. She straightened up his tie, made sure his buttons was off, because he wasn't feeling it. He was like, I don't know if I'm. She was like, you know who you are. And she really encouraged that man. And I've kept that thought process in my mind for a very, very long time. And I was so thankful to be able to see that as an example of how you should be spurring your husband on. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 24, I believe, it says that we should be spurring each other on. It talks about, those who are running the same race. We should be encouraging each other to finish, to complete, to do all the things. However, we should be doing that same thing in our home as well. That was dare number 8. For tomorrow, let's jump into tomorrow's section. So day 9 is an affection day. This is one of those days where, for physical touch people enjoy affection days. People who are not physical touch as their love language don't necessarily enjoy touch or physical affection. But tomorrow is an affection day. Love makes good impressions. Greet one another with a kiss of love, according to 1 Peter 5:14. I'm just going to read this and then I'll expound. There was a couple key points and I didn't want to have to try to paraphrase. It says, kings bow low, soldiers salute, acquaintances wave while friends shake hands, and families embrace while lovers kiss. Greetings provide us with dynamic ways to encounter one another and show appropriate affection and respect. Each greeting depends upon the nature and closeness of the relationship. When I'm walking, when my kids and I are out walking, neighbors will drive by, or different people drive down in the neighborhood, and we'll just be like, when I go into work in the morning, I will say, good morning, and especially if I know people, I'll be like, good morning, Miss So-and-so, or hey, Mr. So-and-so. If I see the students in the hallway, because I'm at 3 different schools throughout the week, and if I know their names, I'll say good morning. More than likely, the kids know me versus the 1,500 students that I have. I don't know all their names, but or they'll say, hey, when's the next time you come to Mr. So-and-so's class or Mrs. So-and-so's class? Because they're used to seeing me. We have a student-teacher relationship. Good morning. Good morning. You look very nice. Good to see you. Get your homework done. Those types of things. When I see my kids, I'm like, hey, y'all, come here, sister. Come here, Lovely. And I'll hug Lovely. Or this morning I said, Jackson, give mom a kiss. And he's like, really, mom? At 14, nobody wants to kiss their mom, but it is okay. I want that point of connection with my children. That's not an everyday occurrence, but we do like to, make sure they feel love. Remember when I was born, I was 4 pounds, 7 ounces. So small I could fit into my father's, the palm of his hand. And my mother wouldn't touch me. She didn't touch me for 3 months. Person like me has a tendency to feel rejection because I didn't get that physical touch. When I was married, my ex-husband did not like physical touch. It was not his love language. He didn't appreciate it. I needed it because of what I was going through in my past. That's why we're unpacking these bags. But he didn't need it, and he didn't recognize my need to need it. So I always wanted to make sure that my children felt love, even our dogs. And people say, well, they're just dogs. But my dog likes, the little dog, who's actually Jackson's dog, she likes to climb on my lap and just sit there. Or Mama, but that's my big dog, she will come and sit by my leg. Or if I'm in the office working, she'll come and sit under my desk on my leg or on my foot. Or I have her bed right here. She'll come and she'll lay in the bed, but she'll make sure her head is on my leg. People like affection, right? And the types of affection that you give or receive say a lot about people. One of the biggest things that I noticed, not that I'm trying to be in people's business, because it's not my business. Listen, the one thing that you ain't never gonna have to worry about me is being in your business, because I got too much business to mind over here. But the one thing, praise the Lord, I love it. The one thing that I I notice quite often is when husbands and wives are in conflict with each other, because you see that. You see a look, or you see a thing, or you notice they're not as close to everybody else, or they'll talk to you but then they'll give them a look, and I'm like, wow, what exactly is going on over there? Now, I'm not saying pretend with your spouse, but I am saying that when you go out and people see you, we can kind of dial into what's going on at home. And most times it's not just a random occurrence. This is your everyday posture towards that person. There is a thing. I'm like, Lord have mercy. And then I try to go do something else. Oh, Jesus, please, Lord, don't let me act like that. Because people are looking. It doesn't matter where you go or what you're doing or who you're with. People are sizing you up. They are looking to make sure that what comes out of your mouth is exactly what you live in. If people will tell you that they're not watching your witness, that's a lie. People are watching your witness, and you can damage it. I can damage my witness by coming in here doing all kind of manner of foolishness. I remember one time I had a lady, I have had to block her, and I normally don't like to block people because it just bothers me. Oh, it gets easier. Carla said, I'm hoping by the fourth or fifth time that I do this, touch won't be such a big deal for me to reciprocate. Because here's the thing you have to think about, Miss Carla. It's not about you. When you take away the fact that it's about you and what you don't like and how you don't want to do it, or whatever the case might be, think about it as this is for them. And it's momentary, right? We ain't talking about we being loved up and rubbed up for hours. Now I ain't got time for that. I got other stuff to do. But this is a service, an act of service for them to fill up their emotional love tank for a minute or three, right? We don't know what that other person needs. But that's just how we have to think about it, like that. Somebody sent me something today. It was one of my friends on Facebook. His name is Ren. Ren lives in he lives in another country, and he sent me something. And it was this lady. I don't know who she is. I don't follow her. But she was giving a story about her husband coming home from work late one day. And she's like, dinner time is very important to us. They've carved out dinner time. Apparently, I said I'm going to talk long because I got to do this a lot. Okay. Dinner time is very important. They carved out that time, but he was running late. And she said she was in her feelings, and she was about to let him know what it was as soon as he got there. And she said, the Holy Spirit said to me, when he comes in here, don't you say anything to him about him being late. You don't know what he had to go through during his day. Don't you do it. You greet him like you would always greet him. And she was like, okay, Holy Spirit. So she hears the car, and she is like, now she vacillating between what she want to do and what the Holy Spirit said. And he grabbed her again. He said, don't you do it. And she says, when he walked into the house, she walked over to the door. She grabbed him up, just greeted him in a nice, lovely kiss and all the things. And he said, you do not even want to know the day that I had. Let me tell you what happened to me. And in that moment, immediately broke her, she said. She said, I almost went in there and disrupted his whole day to have that continue. Because I was about to let him know, oh, we carved out this time for dinner, and now you're going to be late. Oh, you rolled up in here. She was about to let him have it. And it was like Holy Spirit had to say to her, don't do that. And that man just came and poured out his whole heart to her over what had happened at his work. There is a way that we greet people. All of us are tired. Most of us work, and our spouses work. Very few of us stay home, or we work different shifts. So we hardly seeing each other. We just passing each other in the night, whatever the case is. But we still have to extend hospitality even to our spouses. Do you know what I would give to have someone walk in this door that I could go and greet them? Do you know? And some of us have spouses at home, and we don't say 2 kind words. Ain't got three kind words to string together. It's always accusation first. We'll not grab them around the waist and hold on to them and say, I am so very thankful for your leadership in this home. Do you know what women like me who desire marriage would do? if the Lord granted us our request? I think most of us don't know because we take for granted the thing that seemed to have come so easy to us. And it is not easy for everybody. Some of us are walking this road alone and we don't want it. He talks about the Jewish people in here. He said the Jewish people have always had a custom of in their greetings. They say shalom, peace be unto you, peace into this house. Or when they go to someone's house, they speak a blessing over the house before they leave. They're on their way out the door. They get to the door. They turn around and they say, I speak a blessing over this house to the people in this house. May they be prosperous. May they have good success. All those types of things. Now we go to people's house. We don't take nothing. We don't take nothing. Nothing. Partially because we weren't taught that. You weren't taught hospitality. When you are invited somewhere, you take something over. We don't even speak to folks when we come in. When I leave the barbershop, I say, everybody have a good weekend. I don't know half the people in there, but that's kind. That's just, hey, I'm acknowledging it's my turn to leave. Y'all still got to be in here for 4 more hours at the Black Man Barbershop. Y'all have a good weekend now. When you show up somewhere, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Just common courtesy. And we can't even get that in our own homes. He said, did you know that you can tell a lot about the current status of a couple's marriage by the way they greet one another? You can see it in her smile, hear it in his voice, sense it in the tenderness of their touch or lack thereof. I remember one of the couples, the actual last couple that got married in our church, it was about 10 years ago now. Every time they were in church, he would be grabbing that woman. He was like, oh, I can do it now. I can grab my, we're like, man, would you please? We do not wish to see any more of this displays of, we know you can do it. And it's beautiful and all that. But he was always with his hands on his wife. I wonder if we're hands-on anymore other than those intimate moments when he trying to let you know something or you trying to let him know something. Like if I'm touching you and it doesn't mean we got to go further anywhere. This just means I need a point of contact. I just need you to know that I appreciate you. How are we doing with that particular portion of our relationships? Let me see. He says some people don't greet warmly because they feel insincere. They claim I'm being true to how I feel inside, but there are many good reasons to be kind, even when feelings are contrary. Love being the greatest reason of all. While greetings can reflect what's currently happening in a relationship, they can also become a loving investment in its future health. Listen, here's the thing that I tell people quite often, especially people who are in my season of life. I never thought I would be in this season, but I find myself here now. Those of you who have smaller children, I know somebody asked me yesterday, did I have small children? I have grown children. So I am now in what we call the empty nest phase. Although I have two at home, one's grown, but my youngest son is only 14. We don't want to touch. We don't want to hold hands. We don't want to hug. We don't want to kiss. We don't want to do anything because I don't want people in my business. Okay, well, listen, you're going to do it or somebody else going to do it. But I find that most people with young children so invest into their children, they forget about their spouses. Now, I wasn't forgetting about you when we was doing what we was doing to get these kids. Now I got these kids. I have no time for you. And I often wonder, when you see the kids grow up, now the marriage is broke down. The marriage is broke down. We don't know how to relate to each other. As soon as the kids are out of the house, now the husband has other hobbies and people filling up his time. Before you know it, he's in a midlife crisis. He done bought a Ferrari or a convertible. He hanging out with the much younger women at the office. He's going to happy hour. The next thing you know, he's like, I'm not fulfilled in this marriage anymore and I need out. And it could be the same for the wife as well. But if we're always nurturing our relationship, those babies cry. That's what babies do. As soon as they start talking, they will stop crying, and you will wish they would stop talking because they just talk. It is not going to hurt them to cry for a minute or 3 while you greet your spouse. It is not going to hurt for you to put the baby in the bassinet, the bumby, or the little swing while you give your husband your full arms, right? As soon as he come home, you want to give him the baby. Take this baby. I've been here all day. No. He been working too. Why don't you take some time to nurture that relationship? One of the biggest things I tell people, especially parents, put the babies to bed in their bed, not in yours. Don't start habits you're not trying to continue. And don't let your child be the reason that you're not trying to be with your spouse. Don't put them in the middle of grown folk business. It's not their business, right? But put your babies to bed at a reasonable hour. Get them on a routine. Go ahead. 21 days creates a habit. Do it every day for 21 days. 25 days if you have to. 31 days. Not going to matter till they get it. And then sometimes, I get it, we could be passing each other when they come home. But what about those few free minutes before everybody's going to bed? We just got a little downtime. Let's just sit and chat. One of my greatest wishes is if I marry someone who loves sports. I like certain sports, basketball to be one, not anything else really. But while he's watching his sports, I just want to be in the room. I just want to touch your leg with my leg. I just want to be with you, right? That because I'm going to be in love forever. I'm going to be on my honeymoon for a long time, ever. So I'm practicing what's going to happen in my brain now. I want to spend time. I want to hold hands. And I have to be careful how much of my stuff I give away. But the greatest activity that I love to do physically with a man is have my hand held. I just love having my hand held. Just hold my hand. Make me happy. Wash them, of course, because people be doing stuff, but, be a little sanitizer. I've loved having my hand held because it wasn't something that I experienced before. Makes me feel very needed, wanted, seen, valued, right? Your greeting should express value. I value the fact that you come home in the evenings. I value the fact that even though you've worked hard and dealt with a lot of people, you're still here with us. Okay, I'm going to move on. Okay. On page 42, this is good. He says, where he was talking about shalom, he says, you don't have to say shalom when greeting your mate, but sharing a strong 5-second greeting each day with your spouse can become a long-term blessing to your relationship. Your greeting should say, you are priceless to me rather than you are tolerated by me. Nobody wants to be tolerated. We all want to be valued. So we have to learn to place value on our spouse, even on the days we don't like them, even on the days that we don't agree with a decision that they made, even on the days when they said they were going to do something and they did not follow through. We have to learn how to value them because we usually are the sum total of our decisions. Just think about it. Has their good decisions outweighed bad decisions? And if today was just an oversight, a mishap, I forgot, or it was just a general bad decision, you've made more good decisions, and I value that part of you. I'm going to let this slide. Okay. All right. A good greeting sets the stage for positive, healthy interactions. Like love, it makes a person feel valued and puts wins in their sails for better moments ahead. Okay. Your dare for tomorrow, day 9. Think of a specific way you'd like to greet your spouse. Do it with a smile and enthusiasm. Then determine to change your greeting to daily reflect more love for them. So tomorrow you get to determine how you're going to greet your spouse. It could be a high five. It could be a kiss. It could be a hug. It can be, it's up to you, but it does have to be a greeting, a face-to-face greeting, right? I know some husbands, some wives meet their husbands at the door. Some wives don't. They're busy doing other things. And the husband comes up, he encircles her waist and he's hugging on her and loving on her for those quick few minutes. She's doing dishes or cooking at the stove or whatever the case is. Whatever you decide to do with your spouse, make it a daily thing. What we're doing now is we're investing. Daily investing is going to give you dividends that are going to return to you later. You're going to build up so much love in this bank that when you don't have it to give, he's going to come back and say, you've given it to me every day. Hey, let me return it to you now. But I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it. He doesn't return it. Doesn't matter. This isn't about him. This is about you. This is about me. This is my dare to him. If you watch the movie Fireproof, it has Kirk Cameron in it, and I don't remember the other lady's name, his wife, the lady who played his wife, I don't remember. But if you watch the movie, at some point when the wife finds out he was doing the dare, because he was the husband doing the dare, she says, "What day are you on?" He said, "I'm on 42." She said, "There's only 40 days in the book." He said, "Yeah, well, I started over." He said, "The first time my heart wasn't in it, so I started over." Right? This is not just 40 days. You can do this 40 days times 40 days and 40 more days and 40 more days. Because what we saw in the movie was it began to change him. She was like, whatever this is, whatever that is, whatever this is, it began to change him. And his efforts were rewarded at the end. So this is not about your spouse, although they reap the benefits or the rewards of it. This dare is about you. It's about me. I pray that when God sends me a husband, I can dare him. And I pray it's not because we're in a bad space in our marriage, but every day I should dare to love my spouse to the best and highest level of my ability. Should we not? We should. Why is that? Because we want the same things. And if I'm giving him, I think he would give it back, maybe. But again, I have choice, right? At 47 years old, I'm not accepting anything below what I think I deserve. Somebody who loves me, somebody who wants to be with me, somebody who chose me, somebody who chooses me every day. This dare says, I choose you every single day. Every day. Okay. All right, y'all. There it is. Nourish your relationship. Nourish that part. We got to nourish these relationships. Okay. There's your dare for tomorrow, day number 9. You guys are doing awesome. I'm proud of you. Those of you who come every night or catch the replay, thank you so much for giving me this time. Now, I am going to shut this live down and open up a new one. I want you to jump back over here. The Lord has really been impressing on my heart some things to share, and I want to share this. I'm promising not to be on here long. I'm promising. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. Especially share it if you think this will help somebody. We love all of y'all, and we'll see you tomorrow night for day 10. Bye, y'all.